Okay, so I am actually in my basement. I am creating an office slash room to do things in. Right now it's a little bit bare and it kind of looks like, I don't know, an empty room with a desk in it. But, so I'm just going to do a reading real quick. First I'm going to use the mystical Shaman Oracle. Okay. And, I'll just use my typical thing that I normally do. So I usually pull a mystical Shaman Oracle and kind of see what the feel is, what the kind of theme of the reading is. And if more than one comes out, usually no more than two, then I take two. So we'll go from there. Oh, well, there's two. Okay. So, we have the blade and we have arrow. So that is number 6 and then number 3. And I'm going to put this way just because I feel like the way I have my camera angled, it might be easier to see. Okay, and I'm going to read from the book because I don't have all these memorized yet. So number 3 is the arrow. Receiving this symbol reminds you that when you are in alignment with your heart and soul, you are on target and soon will be hitting your mark. Be true to your calling, release attachments, and free yourself from the bondage of unbridled ambition. Now is revealed to be a moment of contact in which your intention meets the new world, the material world. I don't know why I said the new world, but the arrow also symbolizes the need to set your creativity free. And I'm just going to read that part. I'm not going to read the intention, the invitation. So number 6 is the blade. Okay. The blade represents sharpness of mind, body, and spirit. Pointing upward, it summons the power of heaven. When aimed down to the ground, it anchors the power of the heavens on earth. The blade can be a healing tool or a weapon. Yield it wisely, and it will transmit power, bestow initiations, cut energetic cords from the past, or sever toxic relationships. Use it with anger, and it will slash, stab, and kill. If you guys ever watch, I don't know, maybe this is a confirmation for somebody, Forge in the Fire. My daughter loves that show, and that reminds me of that one guy, and he always says, it will kill. I love that. Anyway, which, you know, sounds bad, but you know what I'm saying. And this one, it says, you're invited to draw back your blade and use it. It is not auspicious to hesitate, to waste time in idle talk, or to hide from the inevitable. Heaven and earth are aligned to support you in claiming your power. So take decisive action. Overcome your fear of hurting others. Unsheath the blade and use it wisely. And this speaks to me, especially with the arrow, that somebody, whoever this resonates with, is in alignment with, achieving the thing that they're trying to achieve. And I feel like Spirit is saying that this is now. Okay. So I'm going to use some crows. Okay, and remember, my first card is always, and I hope this is in alignment, I hope you can see this, but my first card is always who this is for, who this reading is about, the energy that that person or the collective is in or around them. Okay, so we got a King of Pentacles. Okay, and then if you know me, I love the King of Pentacles for being somebody who is, it's kind of like that, I don't want to say like the Six of Pentacles feeling, but kind of that even give and take. But this is somebody who gives and kind of teaches you to give. This is a responsible giver, but it's also a responsible receiver. This is somebody who is, they might seem wealthy or all put together, but the reason why they are is they're very decisive in a loving way. This is kind of like the dad that gives you an allowance and says, okay, well, we're going to spend this much here, we're going to spend this much here. As far as like life lessons, they give to you, and they give you kind of tough love on a softer side, though. I'm not seeing like super strong. So this is somebody who's understanding the responsibility of what they want to do, and but also understanding the rewards of it too. So it's like you're learning the lesson in both ways, in setting yourself free, but also being direct, right? So, and that kind of goes along with the blade too, because the blade's kind of like that too. Like the truth can kind of be, I feel like that's about, the arrow is like being aligned with your path and being able to be, you know, I don't want to say decisive, but being able to discern what's good and what's not, and not holding anything back. So, you know, speaking your truth and not being afraid to say that. And I feel like the King of Pentacles is that type of person too. So in my second column, we will call it, I hope this is getting everything. If not, I'll take a picture. But the second column is going to be, you know, the situation, what we need to focus on, what the focus is, you know, whether it's we need to improve or whether it's something that is, you know, what the situation where our focus needs to be. Okay, so we have the Hanged Man. Okay, so without any context, the Hangman could be kind of, I get like release. Instantly, I just get release. I know sometimes it can be like looking at things at different perspective, but I feel like this is releasing the need for control. Not in a whatever happens manner, but, you know, in a controlled way, where the King of Pentacles, you're doing your thing and, you know, you're taking the proper steps. You're doing things, you know, you're getting your ducks in the row. You're being responsible. You're thinking ahead, but not in an obsessive way to where you're like, okay, I have to do this or this will happen. This is the feel I'm getting. But at the same time, I feel like there is this element of divine timing in this. I'm going to do this so I have more room because I don't know what this camera is going to do. So we'll go from there. Okay, and this row is always my, what we have as far as like our, you know, our resources, skills, people around us, energy around us. So we'll see what that is. Oh, come right out. And Six of Swords. Okay, so yeah, Six of Swords is a lot of times, you know, going on to calmer shores. It's like you kind of been through some things, right? And we're going to the other shore. You've been there, done that. It's a 6, so that's kind of like that even feel too. And we have 6 in here too, so maybe that means something. And then the Hangman goes down to 3 when you take the 2 and the 1 from the 21. So that 3 and 6s might mean something for somebody. Maybe if we get a 9 in here. But anyway, also the 6 of Swords also can be just like you're clear-minded. You're past that frustration mental stage. And it can also be like, you know, you're having some assistance to get to the other side, to be aware of the fact that, you know, going with the flow and letting the current kind of take you to the other side. You know what I mean? So last card is going to kind of be like advice, next step, that type of thing. Whoa, I got 2. Okay. So I got 8 of Swords, or my 8 of Swords. I got 8 of Wands and I got the 10 of Swords. I'm going to kind of put the 10 of Swords underneath here because I don't know. I hope I can get this all in. Okay, so as our kind of next step, I feel like, it's kind of like the 10 of Swords is always to me about, you know, the end of that strife, right? It's end of that mental battle because you've kind of been through that. You've did that. So you're, those things that you've collected along the way, the knowledge that you got from, you know, taking that sword, which is mental, that mental battle you've won. Otherwise you wouldn't have your sword, right? And I feel like, you know, a lot of times in the 10 of Swords too, he's making that hand gesture of a blessing. So this is a blessing and it's coming in fast. So this, I feel like, as something that we need to do as our next step or advice, this is saying recognize this moment as a blessing. Then we'll look at the top of the deck, which happens to be the Emperor. Woohoo, go Aries. But it doesn't have to be Aries. And 10 of Cups. So yeah, this is, yeah. So I feel like, and we have 9 of Wands in the middle, which is standing your ground. Okay, so this, we're going to kind of clarify that. I'm going to use this deck. I've been into this deck lately. It's like, I don't know. I just like it. So, there's 5 cards, but this is essentially my 4th row. So, you know. I take multiples if they come out in 2s, but not like if it's like 3 or 4 or whatever, depending on the context or if I'm feeling it. But usually it's just like the 1 or 2, because then it gets too confusing. Okay, so we're going to clarify the King of Pentacles for this energy of the person that this is. Spirit, can you give this person a clue? Some advice. Ooh, 10 of Pentacles. Okay. Okay. So this is something that's your legacy. This is something that gives you that feeling of satisfaction on the whole. This is something that, whether it's energetically or physical, or even a mindset. Even though this is pentacles, this is something that you are achieving, gives you satisfaction, and you can give it on to the next person, right? The story is like when you see this old man here, in the Rider-Waite, the old person, the old hermit, is actually an angel. And that angel is kind of like, Beauty and the Beast type thing, where if you help that person, you have the means to help that person. So, it's kind of like, what are you going to do with all this? Are you going to do something good? And I feel like ultimately in this aspect, I feel like this is saying, we're passing that on, right? This is something that we're passing on to our legacy. This is something that we will be remembered for generations, for your loved ones, or just, your life in general. This is something that's going to last, that gives you satisfaction. Okay, so this row is our, what we need to work on, what the situation is. And remember, we said that the Hanged Man was, allowing that to happen. So there's way too many in there. These cards are newer, so they're kind of slippery. Ooh, 3 of Cups. Another 3. So I feel like we have 2 10s too. So, all right. There's an 8 there, so my theory just goes out the window. But no, so 3 of Cups being as, with the Hangman, and my idea of it being relaxing and allowing the flow and kind of surrendering. Maybe you need to surrender to some help. Maybe you need to surrender to, allowing collaboration and just being able to enjoy what you have. And I think that's a big thing, especially with the King of Pentacles. He's chill. Like if you see, I can't remember what deck that is, but he's pretty chill in there, and he's not like, worried too much about it, because he's got it, right? He's comfort, but he makes sure other people comfort, because his legacy is to pass that on, so his children and his children's children can have that legacy, right? So I feel like this is important to not block yourself off, because I think a lot of times when we go to achieve a goal, that's a lot of times what we do. We block other people out, and we focus. We hyper focus on getting it done. And how am I going to fix this? How am I going to get this done? Relying on other people for support, but also relying on that time of fellowship, that time of just enjoying that time to pass the time, right? Not looking for like, well, I can't worry about this. I don't want to have fun because I'm just going to go worry about my goal. Like I got tons of things going on. And I told myself, because tomorrow me and my husband are going to go see the Deftones. Yay. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to worry about that, because you know what? I got this tomorrow, and I'm just going to let things go. And what happens, happens. But back on track when I get back. So, all right. So a little side step there. This is, what we have as an asset, but also what we have around us, people, our energy, our assets, our skills. Okay. So what else? And this is, we're able to kind of take part in this, this auspicious time right now. So I think both the blade and the arrow are saying that it's an auspicious time. Oh, okay. And as another part of an asset, okay, this is the, and I love how they have Kali Ma in there, is death. So that transformation, right? We're getting rid of that bleh to bring in the new, right? We're getting rid of those mindsets and those I can'ts, and we're embracing the new, embracing the parts of us that are left after that, right? And I think that's beautiful. So I think that's saying that's this can't say words, sorry. That's the advantage we have right now. That's what we can use to help us. That is understanding that we've done this transformation from this possibly a mindset of lack or an I can't and scarcity, and we're moving into that, relaxing flow of, I'm doing what I got to do. I'm doing the work, but I'm not doing it in a way where I'm terrified that something terrible is going to happen. I'm realizing that this energy of preparation and this energy of enjoying the work while I'm doing it is ultimately part of the whole package, right? Because ultimately that too, like if you are leaving something, say you have a business, or say you have children and you're doing something and you want them to kind of understand how that is, they are watching you the whole time. So if this is like a business you're doing, or, you know, if it's reforming your life, or just making your life happier, or transforming yourself from like a certain mindset to another, your kids are watching you. Other people are watching you. Whether you're around people or not, your energy helps others. So it's another form of legacy. Okay, and then what is the advice slash next step with our 8 of Wands and the 10 of Swords? And I only take flippers too, just so you know. So like if it doesn't flip around and I don't see it, I don't use it. I have little rules for myself. It keeps my mind from spinning. Ooh, see, just like I'm saying. So the 8 of Pentacles, okay, with her, that is, you know, like I was saying, that is putting the work into it, but she's so into it because she enjoys it. So it's like she's making these pentacles. She looks like an artist. So this is kind of like a creative energy. You're doing what you're doing because you love to do it, and that means something to you, right? That's what I mean by that Hanged Man energy, as far as not looking for the end goal. This might give you monetary value. It might be something that you can make money off of, but the whole purpose is to have a more fulfilling and satisfying life, right? Because you can work and make money in a million different ways. You can even create art in a million different ways. But if you don't enjoy it, and you don't enjoy the time that you are doing it, and you're not sharing it with others, you know, if you have others in your life, then, you know, what good is it? So I think this is basically saying this is an auspicious time to do whatever it is that you're trying to do. So do the thing. I feel like I get that message a lot. I don't know if it's because that's kind of the mindset I'm in right now, but I think it's good. Maybe it's a confirmation for somebody, and maybe it needs to be. So I'm going to do whatever comes out from this pull of a Herbal Astrology Oracle. Whether it's 1 or 2, I'll take. Okay, it's 1. And it is comfort with completion. And so, you know, this is big Capricorn energy. So this is a 32 and comfrey. Comfrey is like, it's a very healing herb. And that's why, you know, they use this for Saturn. Because Saturn, we always think of Saturn as a teacher, but the healing in that is the lessons that you've learned. And, you know, just like everything, if you're not fixing the problem from the core, you don't learn the lesson. You're not fixing the problem from the core, then it's just going to keep happening. And so that's why healing is not just like a physical thing, and it's not just like an immediate, like, okay, I'm over that. It's learning how to not do it again, right? How to change your mindset when you come across a certain thing, because that's going to happen. There's no perfection in it, because I think it just keeps going. It's, you know, learning the lesson, and then like say mindset, say something comes at you where before it would kind of, you know, blow your world apart, and you're like, I can't move on, I can't do anything, I'm going to ruminate, and I'm gonna not do what I need to do to get this done, right? Instead, you push on, you persevere, and you understand, okay, this is only temporary. What did I do last time? Let's not do that. What did I learn from this? Let's do this. And so again, you're on that wheel, you meet that thing again, and you skate past it rather than staying in that spot or going backwards. So it's a big message about progress. Whoever this message is for, I think that you are progressing, and it is an opportune time, whether through your healing, whether the energies in the cosmos, so to say. But I think this is good, and I hope that somebody got something out of this, and thank you for watching.